What's up, guys? So in today's video I'm going to show you how to get some more angle out of your drift car on a budget. So stay tuned, check it out. I hope this helps someone out. I'm not sure if this works on every car, but I know it for sure works on the Mustang. So if you have a Mustang drift car, here's a quick, easy way to get, like, spend 40 bucks and get almost an extra 10 degrees of angle out of your car. And yeah, I really hope it helps somebody out. I know it helps me out a lot. So check it out and see you at the end of the video. Back over here at the Mustang. So what I'm going to do is just get in, turn the steering wheel all the way to the right, and give you guys kind of a before comparison, so that once we do the modifications to the steering, you'll see that's on the bump. I'm just going to let it go right there. This is going to be your before shot, so that you kind of know where it started at whenever I do these modifications. Let me make sure. No, it's not hitting. Make sure that tire wasn't hitting on anything, stopping it before it should. This is the right side. You can see it's not a terrible amount of angle, but it's not very much for drifting. Now I just showed you the left side, but we'll go ahead and do that again. Left side, that's turned all the way to the right. So I'm going to get in there, do the modifications, and then we'll take a look at it after that. So we've moved underneath the car. I've got it on jack stands, as you can see. What you're going to do, and I'm not sure if this is just a Mustang thing, you'll have to kind of do your research on your own, but I know on Mustangs at least, inside the boot on the steering rack is this little plastic clip. And what this is it is actually a steering rack limiter. So on the Mustangs, at least these body styles and the ones before it, the way the steering is set up on the front, if you don't have that limiter in, you'll actually rub the tire, and you can see up here that even with the limiters in, that this has been rubbing. So the tires rub bad on the sway bar and this part of the inner fender. And so to keep it from rubbing, or attempt to keep it from rubbing, Ford installed these rack limiters. And so this literally limits how much steering you have in your steering rack. So what you can do is just pop this boot off, which there's just this little vent tube that goes into this part of the boot. And then this, I was able to just kind of pry on the band with a screwdriver and loosen it up enough just to slide it on off. So what that literally does is limit your steering, which is terrible for drifting, so that's why we're taking it out. And what you do to keep from rubbing the tire on the sway bar and the inner fender and stuff is you actually run a wheel spacer in the front. And so one of the cheapest ways to get more steering out of these cars is to do like a 1.25 to 1.5 inch wheel spacer up front. Take these rack limiters out. There's actually one more thing you can do, which is, this is a big nut that screws your inner tie rod onto the rack, and about 1/4 of these threads, or 1/4 of this nut, is not even threaded. And so you get rid of this, and you can actually shave this down about 1/4 inch on this nut part, and essentially you're getting your inner tie rod and all your tie rod linkage in closer to the rack, which then results in more steering angle outside at the tire. But for now, all we're going to be doing is taking this limiter off and seeing how much that gives us. Alright guys, so we now have the rack limiters out on both sides, and it's time to see exactly how much more angle this gives us. And so before, we would turn the wheel and it would stop about right there, about straight up and down. We had about that much angle in the front, but now we can get a lot more rotation in the wheel, a lot more steering angle in the front. This really does make a huge difference, and Might not be able to tell it so much on camera, but I think you'll still be able to tell. Just by taking these rack limiters out on, I know for sure, a 94 to 04 Ford Mustang, you can get about an extra 10 degrees of angle. And the only reason I know it's about an extra 10 degrees is because Chris Fix is a very well-known YouTuber, and he actually has a Mustang that he drifts, and he did the exact same video on his channel. And he actually measured it out, and it was about an extra 10 degrees of angle, which is freaking nuts, man. So basically, 40 bucks, which is the price of 2 wheel spacers for the front to make sure you don't rub on your sway bar and the inner fender. Basically, for an extra 40 bucks, you can get another 10 degrees of angle out of your drift Mustang and save you some time before you have to buy an angle kit, because that's plenty of angle to be drivable. Well guys, that's how you can get some more angle out of your Mustang drift car, and this might work on other models, I'm just not sure. You'll have to do the research on your own on that one. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helps out somebody. If you do me a favor and just like, comment, and subscribe, it would help me out a ton, and we'll see you in the next one.